everybody, and welcome to our top 10 quick comic picks. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flex Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our real quick show where we show you 10 of the biggest and best books that are releasing this week on Wednesday to your local comic book store, and they're currently live on infinityflux.net, so you can go ahead and go on over there and order them while supplies last. But this is a really cool week of books, so let's get into it.
Yeah, we're going to start with DC KO Knightfight #1, and this is the first DC, and this is the first DC KO tie-in that's not just one of the main ongoing books right now. And this one sees Batman. We know that he was taken out before the tournament even got started in DC KO #1, but he is not a stone statue like everybody else is. He is going to go on a different path, and it's all explained how and why that happened, so don't worry about that. And he is going to wind up in Gotham City and having to fight various Batmen from the future. And I think everybody knows who they are by now, but I won't tell you just in case you don't. But it's really cool. You know, there's lots of mysteries about why is it this way and why is this happening and how's he going to get out of it and that kind of thing. So the artwork is great. Really cool costume designs for various characters in here. I don't know how much this will affect the main DC KO story when it's all said and done. But to me, it doesn't really matter because it's such a cool story. I love the designs and just the idea of it and how is Batman going to get out of this. It's a really, really cool first issue.
Well, first up for me, I have Planet She-Hulk #1. I've been very excited about this. I love She-Hulk. I love the original Planet Hulk, all the stuff with Sakaar and all that. Combine them two, and this is what you got. So, at the beginning of the Marvel Imperial storyline, Bruce Banner Hulk told She-Hulk, hey, will you stay and watch over Sakaar while all this is going on? Because they lost their leader and they could easily erupt into a lot of violence. But he says, I'll be back in a couple of days. And those couple of days have passed and he has still not shown up. And Sakaar doesn't have any ships to leave. So Jen Walters has basically been playing kind of marshal of the place, keeping, the violence level down and dealing with that. But she's slowly starting to get more integrated into the society there, and soon she's going to be pulled into kind of the political struggles and all of the backstabbing that happen on a war world like Sakaar. So if you like She-Hulk, if you like big monster fights, if you like stuff like Conan, all that is what you got here, and it is awesome.
Next, we have Alien versus Captain America #1, and this is cool because this is set in World War II. So we have, the Alien versus Avengers book, and that was kind of a futuristic thing. We have the Predator versus books, and those are like present day stuff. But this is set in the past and has Red Skull and Baron von Strucker and Hydra experimenting with xenomorphs, looking for a weapon that will help them win the war. And Captain America and Bucky and Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos are going to have to try to stop them. This issue was mostly just a setup issue of Baron von Strucker and Hydra finding the eggs in the first place. But by the time you get to the end, there's some really creepy stuff that's going on, and I cannot wait to see what this all looks like in a World War II setting.
Well, next up for me, I've got Absolute Superman #13. This is a big one because this is the Battle of Kansas. Pretty much everything in this book so far has been leading to this as the Lazarus Corporation moves in on Superman's adoptive hometown. And this is not just a little skirmish. This is an all-out war in Kansas with Superman doing the best he can, but with overwhelming forces. He's got to try to protect the city, protect the people, and fight back against Ra's al Ghul and Talia and everything bad going on there. This is intense. It lasts way longer than you think it would for, this kind of match. And Superman is at kind of a disadvantage, and you'll have to read to find out everything about that. But a great issue, and this is really getting intense for Absolute Superman.
Next, we have Batman #3, and this is really cool. There's basically two plots in this. There's one involving Dr. Zeller, who is the doctor we saw in the first issue who was helping Killer Croc. She has invented this device called the Crown of Storms that helps regulate electricity in the brain to help people who maybe would otherwise be considered insane, because she works at the Arkham Tower, and she's basically trying to create this thing to help rehabilitate all the patients there, or at least that's what it looks like on the surface. There's also a story that's kind of been continuing on since the first issue with Vandal Savage wanting to essentially declare war on Batman and Robin, turn the city and the police department against them. And so we see that he maybe plants a little bit of evidence at the crime scene of the two cops who shot each other last issue in an effort to try to frame Batman and Robin. So that's going to become sort of a bigger storyline as this goes on. But yeah, just another excellent issue of this series. Not a one and done though, like the first two issues. Like everything in here continues on in the next issue, but still really, really cool.
Next up, I have G.I. Joe issue 13. This is big because this kicks off the Dreadnought War. And if you have not been reading G.I. Joe up to this point, I almost feel like you could jump in here. It gives you a 2-page recap of everything that's happened in the series so far. And in this, Cobra is running low on Energon, and they spot one spot out in the middle of the desert that has a weird reading of Energon, and Cobra Commander himself is going to go look into that, while G.I. Joe at the same time finds that. But it looks like someone is working behind the scenes to usurp Cobra Commander, and it may see Duke and Cobra Commander teaming up to try to survive. So this is a great first issue of this couple issue story arc that you do not want to miss. It is awesome.
And next up, we have 2 out of the 4 Age of Revelation tie-in books that come out this week. We have Binary #2, and this one's really cool because we actually see how Carol Danvers became bonded with the Phoenix Force in the first place. And then we see there's some restlessness in the town she's protecting because the people there feel like they're trapped and they want to take her down. And they have a pretty extreme plan for how to do that. And then we also have Longshots #2. Honestly, I didn't understand this one at all. I don't really understand the point or what story they're trying to tell, but it is available this week if you want to get it.
Well, next up, I've got 2 Age of Revelation books, starting off with the big one, Amazing X-Men #2. This is continuing to move the main story of the Age of Revelation plot forward as Cyclops needs help from Ilyana Rasputin, Magic, or as she is now, Darkchild, to help him sneak into Philadelphia to stop Revelation. But um, Darkchild has a little game she wants to play, a little contest, and it's not a straightforward battle to see who will win to get help. There's something a little bit different about it that is really interesting, and we learn a lot of truths about this world, about Cyclops in here, and what kind of is behind a lot of the X-Men and what they're doing in here. So this is a pretty big book in the overall Age of Revelation story. And the other one is Laura Kinney's Sabretooth #2. And this one just sees basically Revelation's influence over Laura Kinney, as first she was trying to save her son by getting him out of the Revelation territories and sending him with Akihiro and Gabby. But with a little bit of suggestion from Revelation, looks like she's gonna be hunting them again. This was a interesting issue with a lot of running and screaming and trying to get away.
Yeah.
But if you've been enjoying this, you will like issue #2.
Well, last for me is Harley and Ivy Life and Crimes #1. I will be honest, I didn't expect to enjoy this anywhere near as much as I did. I'm not much of a Harley Quinn fan, and I didn't think that maybe I was the target audience for this book, which is okay, but I ended up loving this. So this series is basically going to give us the full story of Harley and Ivy's relationship. We're going to see the first time they met, the first time they kiss, and stuff like that. Well, this issue gives us the first time they met at Ace Chemicals. Harley was there trying to figure out if she should leave the Joker or not, and Ivy is there trying to destroy the place because it's a chemical plant and it's destroying the world. And that leads the two of them into confrontation. But then there's something even bigger than them that happens that brings them together, and it's kind of the spark that's going to light the flame of their relationship. But I cannot believe how much I enjoyed this. The characters look like they did in the Batman animated series from the 90s, so maybe that had something to do with it. But this was really, really cool, and I'm definitely going to stick around and read more.
And last for me is another book from Ignition Press, which we have been enjoying all of these so far, and this one is No Place. This is really a cool story. So our main character in here, his name is Mariposa, and she is essentially what Alice from Alice in Wonderland or any number of characters who got whisked away into a magical world, like Dorothy Gale from Wizard of Oz. But what happens when they come back? Now people think they're kind of crazy, and they question, were they kidnapped? Why were they gone? And this kind of really messes up these characters' lives. And now Mariposa is just working kind of a dead end job while everyone makes fun of her. But it looks like some of that world that she was whisked off to is starting to come back. And she learns that maybe she wasn't the only person who's been through these kind of travels into other dimensions. And we learn of a special organization called No Place. And you have to read it to find out more about this. But this was another excellent addition to Ignition Press roster of books with phenomenal art. Don't miss out on another really fun one. And that is it for our top 10 quick comic picks. Thank you so much for watching. Head on over to infinityflux.net right now, where you can order these books. They are live while supplies last. You can also check out the variants and stuff we didn't go over. All of that is available right now. So check that out. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like fun comic content. And until next time, see ya.